It's been referred to as the most dangerous place in Wisconsin, and it's right in our own backyard. At any given time, the 121-year-old Green Bay Correctional Institution houses roughly 1,000 inmates.
About 90% of them are violent criminals. And tonight, NBC 26's Matt Jarko investigates the dangers inside and looks at the ongoing search for a solution.
A correctional officer at Green Bay Correctional Institution. It's a job not many people can do.
Well, your first week there as a rookie, you go in and you're told that in 5 years you'll either be divorced, an alcoholic, or both.
Most don't get that far.
I've seen people walk into the door and walk out. Rookies last maybe a week and gone, and it happens so often.
Dennis O'Neill made it 25 years until, he says, an attack by this inmate, James Luke, forced him to retire.
I was working on the psychology floor with psychologists and social workers.
According to a criminal complaint, Luke went after a prison psychologist. O'Neill responded and pinned Luke against the wall.
He turned on me, and we had quite a fight.
O'Neill ended up with 3 cuts on his head and a concussion.
Yeah, that was quite a day.
What happened that day is not all that uncommon. A public records request returned more than 100 reports of inmates assaulting staff in a 3-year period. In one case, 2 inmates punched and injured an officer. A criminal complaint showed they did it to try to move to a different prison. In another case, an inmate got into an altercation with officers, tried to run away, and threw an ice bucket at a guard, causing a concussion. In sentencing, a judge added a year to the inmate's prison time and said officers have a tough job in the prison, a really tough job. So what's being done about this? We reached out to the Department of Corrections for an interview and were told a new warden is here and didn't want to comment on the past. As for the future, we're not sure. The DOC wouldn't let us inside, and our request to talk about the future went unanswered. There was money in the state budget to begin the funding process to buy land and replace Green Bay Correctional. Governor Evers vetoed it and said, quote, "I object to building a new maximum security correctional facility as we continue to explore needed criminal justice reform in Wisconsin."
The design is antiquated. For one, and it is one of the oldest prisons in Wisconsin.
Marion Boyle Roloff and a team of advocates are set to launch a campaign to close Green Bay Correctional. They don't want another prison built in its place.
If the prison would close, I think another facility could be repurposed, and if we draw down our numbers through treatment alternatives, there would be less minimum security inmates. And an ability to repurpose the larger system.
Another option is renovation, which could cost hundreds of millions of dollars at a 120-year-old prison. Whatever the state does, it will take some time.
We've been following this issue for some time.
While they wait for change from the outside, on the inside, a century-old facility ages even more. The crimes continue, and one of the most dangerous places in Wisconsin carries on.
Anyone's capable of assault, anyone's capable of stirring trouble.
Matt Jarko, NBC 26.
So after we published this story online, we did hear back from the Department of Corrections. They wrote to us in part, quote, "While there are isolated incidents in which our staff are injured on the job, the Department of Corrections believes there are many steps our staff and our leadership are taking to continue to make it a safe, secure, and cohesive place for individuals to receive the care and programming they need to better themselves." The DOC said the number of attempted and completed assaults on staff has dropped in recent years from 74 in 2015 down to 27 so far this year.